Good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In the today's session I am going to describe about the client server architecture. So what are the clients and what are the servers, how they are going to communicate. Now we are going to see client server architecture. This is the very important architecture in the Linux and as well as in the computer networks and network programming and all. We should know the client server architecture. It's a basic architecture between the clients and as well as the servers, how the connection will be established from one client to server, different number of the clients to one single server. Let us see, the center core system is treated as the server and remaining all the clients C1 and C2, C3, C4 and as well as C5. These are the multiple number of the clients which are directly connected to the particular server. S is denoted at the server and C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 are the clients. Okay. See here we need to talk about one thing. There is no master and there is no slave architecture here. The server is, the responsibility of the server is nothing but to provide the services, and whereas the client is nothing but it is used to utilize the services. Okay, it is utilizing the services offered by the server. Server is designed in a way to service the respective number of the clients to which it is connected to. Okay, so like that we have various clients and server. Clients are connected to the one single server. And one more thing we need to talk here is nothing but the how the client and how the server will connect it. Okay, client and server. We see some responsibilities of each and everything. Okay, so client is also a system called active system, which initiates the communication to server. So the initiation is nothing but a request. Okay, it sends the request. Whereas server called as passive system, which waits for the request, of the client, and it is going to give the response. Okay, like that the client and server can have their own operations and their own means. And one more thing here we need to talk about is nothing but port number. What is the meaning of the port number? Now we are going to see. So before start that, let me clear this one, then we start what is the meaning of the port number. Okay, so whenever a client is going to establish the connection to the server, okay, so it should know the address of the server and as well as the client should know the address of the server. Client should know two things. The first one is nothing but address of the server and the next one is port number of the server. So what is the port number? Actually it's a numeric number. Okay, numeric number, and as well as the port number is also called as whatever application that is running in the client and as well as the server, the client can identify that particular application wherever it is in the server with the help of the port number. So the port number is also called as the application identifier. Okay, it is also called as application identifier. So using this particular application identifier, the client should know the server, what is the kind of the application that is running in the server, and it trying to communicate that particular application. Whenever, remember always, whenever a client wants to communicate with the server, it should know the address of the server and as well as it should know the port number of the server. The address of the server, always it should know the IP address of the server, and as well as along with that what kind of the application it is running in its side, that same application should be run on the server side also. So to identify that particular application, it should know the port number, hence it is called as the port application identifier. This is called as. Okay, so what is the client actually? What are the various things relevant to the client server architecture? Here there is no master and there is no slave thing in the client server architecture. The server designed in a way to request the handling the request from the clients and as well as providing the services to the respective clients. Okay, that's why the name is given as the server. Okay, server must know the all the, see here, this is nothing but the server, and each and every client that must know the IP address of these three clients are connected to the server. Each and every client must know the IP address and as well as port number of the server, but the server need not know the port number of each and every client. Okay, it should know the IP addresses only, but it did not know the port number of each and every client to what it is connected to. Only the client is going to connect to the remote system or the server system, it should know the port number. Okay, like that the client and server are established. So then the next coming session we talk about the sockets and the connection oriented and connectionless protocols. To watch more videos, please subscribe our channel Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you.